Hello, and welcome to the I'm Just Sayin podcast. This is Andrea Clinton, and I'm here today with our guest, Caprio. He's going to be talking to us about NFTs. Caprio, why don't you talk to everybody and tell them a little about yourself?
Okay, definitely. My name is Caprio Jackson. Born in Florida, Hollywood, Florida. Now I reside in Georgia, ATL, Georgia, and I'll be going briefly over NFTs and the entertainment business within the music and film industry. Just to touch on it a little bit, I definitely I spoke to you earlier when we was on Clubhouse about NFTs, and we was able to get into a little conversation, but not as much. And right now, that's a new technology that many people are hearing about, but they're not really informed about the technology. And it's non-fungible token. And it's so much that's happening right now, and many things.
Just to back up, NFT stands for what again?
Non-fungible tokens. It's almost like where you have tangible or intangible objects that could be sold, and non-fungible tokens is where you have an asset that could be sold on a blockchain or using cryptocurrency. And the funny thing about this is that many people hear about it, but now you have housing. Houses are considered non-fungible tokens, but that's for another topic. Right now, we're kind of focused more so within the entertainment business. Right now, everybody is seeing NFTs as being a big, huge explosion, a huge takeoff within the art market. You're seeing people that do art pieces, whether it's a JPEG or whether it's an actual full piece. You have people, you have so many different art pieces that are starting to explode within this platform. For the music, more people are starting to tune into the music aspect. Matter of fact, starting this interview here, The Weeknd has announced that he's releasing music using an NFT. So it's starting already. The movement is starting to move in that direction.
For the people who don't know who The Weeknd is, like myself, because I don't know, tell us who that is.
No worries. The Weeknd is an R&B singer. He performed in the Super Bowl. Very popular R&B artist within the mainstream. Okay. And it's interesting to see an artist of that caliber that's moving into the NFT platform. And what I was about to say before is that the NFT platform is about to be one of the next biggest things for the near future. And even as of now, it's so much that you could do with the platform, but it's just knowing how to go about the platform. And that's understanding blockchain and how cryptocurrency works. A lot of us hear about Bitcoin, Ethereum. NFT is based on Ethereum. You can use Ethereum or Bitcoin. Mostly I see ERC20, which is Ethereum. They're basically using Ethereum to purchase the NFT. To go in a little bit deeper, just to touch in on it, they have something where they say you have a gas price. Many people might come across something where gas has to be paid just to create an NFT. And that's a little bit more complicated to get into. You would have to do more research. But that's where every Bitcoin, every Ethereum coin, it takes up energy. And that energy that it takes up, they call it gas. And it's real energy. So I always like to say NFT is like you're purchasing time, something that was created in its time, and now it is documented on the blockchain. It has a blockchain hash symbol or a number that comes with that. And when you purchase that, you have the full rights to that object or to that particular material, to what was produced. Back then, you could buy a picture of Mona Lisa. You were able to buy a Mona Lisa. Somebody probably could have duplicated that Mona Lisa and just sold you a copy, Whereas an NFT is proof that it's on the blockchain, and that's the hard copy. It can't be tainted. So once it shows that you're the owner of that property, it's always going to be recorded in time that you hold the rights to the original copy of that product. whether it's music, smart contracts, a film, or even artwork. So it's like you have the hard copy, the masters of that actual copy. So that's going to change the industry as we know it, just from that standpoint alone.
All right. So from time to time, I'm going to throw out a scenario.
Yeah,
Because
no, that's cool.
this is
Cool.
so over my head. I have a friend and a business partner who is an accountant, and from time to time, I have to text him and ask him a question about something. So you can only imagine. That's just math that I've been doing all my life. So you can imagine what this is. This is like I went to Mars and someone told me, okay, so here's how you have to spend our money, or here's how you have to, how we do it. So, okay, so let's say I am I'm about to get into this multidisciplinary art where you merge film with art pictures and graphic design, right?
Right.
So let's say I decide to do that and I do something really funky on with the graphic design, and I maybe do something, add some nice weird awkward audio, something artistic or whatever, and then I in turn upload it onto Adobe Premiere, and it kind of rides out like one of the weirdest videos you've ever seen, but there's some art involved. That's this multidisciplinary, bring the different arts together in one form, right? So I do
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's about 3 minutes long or something, and it's colorful and vibrant. Maybe not as off the chain as that new video that dude put out. What's his name? Lil Nas X. Maybe not as off the chain as that video that he put out, but
Right.
it's colorful and it's different, and it wows people or whatever. How
Right.
could something like that fit into this Martian new thing that we're talking about now, the NFT?
Well, the NFT, like if you wanted to sell that as an NFT piece, that would be part of a collection. So if you just have one piece and you want to sell that as an NFT, you would create that as an NFT. And if you did not want to sell it as an NFT, because basically an NFT has, I would say, sort of a restriction, because once you have it as an NFT, that means that's the only copy. It's exclusive. It's rare. That's what people are paying for, the rarity of that item. Once you sell it, nobody can't really get a hold of it. You sold the rights to the next individual. So the rarity of it is what makes it so pricey. It depends on how much you pretty much price it at, how much it means to you, and how much you're willing to sell it for. And you can also put a bidding war on it and let people bid on it. So it varies. If you don't want to do that and you would like to create that piece and probably take a clip from that and sell the clips of each scene, you could take several clips from that visual and sell those as NFTs as a marketing tool, as a collection. You could go about doing that. So there's different ways that you could go about using NFT for that project. You don't necessarily have to put that project, you don't have to turn that project into an NFT. It's up to you. So many people would like to see collections. Like it's a way to basically start a collection. Whenever you create an NFT, a lot of people create files, what they call the IPFS, Interplanetary Filing System.
Mm-hmm.
That's also on the blockchain. So it's basically a ledger to where you keep all of your created products, all of your artwork, anything that you create, you get to keep it there and file it there on that system. And basically it's decentralized. It's a decentralized platform. Nobody's over it. Google's not over it. Either of the major corporations that run a lot of the major networks on the internet.
So is it a is it normally a collection, or it can be both a collection and an individual piece?
It could be a collection or an individual piece. It depends on how you use it. That's the beauty of it. Like you have full control on how you would like to organize it. Because right now it's up in the air and everybody is experimenting with it. There's more artists right now really starting to release their artwork and getting the recognition and getting paid for their artwork. Now music artists are starting to tap into this resource and being able to have more claim over their music, and no telling where it can go when it comes down to the music industry. The film industry have yet to tap into it. I haven't seen any films, but I found ways to where I could create a short film and be able to put the film and turn that into an NFT and be able to sell it that way.
I'm sorry, how would that benefit someone, especially for a short film, because a lot of times people don't even give short films the respect that they deserve. If they're not a proof of concept, or if they're not a college project or something to put into a festival for recognition or marketing, they don't look at it the same way that they look at a feature film. So how would it benefit the filmmaker of a short film to put it in the NFT?
I mean, it don't have to be a short film. It could be probably a feature film. I haven't even seen short films being put. I haven't seen no film in an NFT format, but I see how they could be able to do it. I don't think that many filmmakers are aware of the process and what they would have to do in order to make it happen. Because being a film director, and for me, graduating from Art Institute as a digital film producer or whatnot, and there's so much work that goes into that. You're so caught up in the day-to-day basis on just getting the scene, blocking the scene, making sure everything is right on set. You don't really have time to worry about no NFT and trying to put everything together on a whole nother, foreign system. So I doubt that there's many directors or film crew members that are familiar with the process on making this happen. So whether it's a short or feature, the benefits are not really feasible right now. I don't think they're able to see it right now, because the only thing that I could see as a benefit of being able to do something like this is, normally when you put out a short film, most of us put out a short film, and yeah, we would love to have more viewers and people to view the process and see what we've created. But some of them would like to make money from it. So if somebody was to spend, let's say, $10,000 on that short film, that's $10,000 that you would have never seen before, naturally, just from showing it at a film festival versus putting it in as an NFT. And that $10,000 that they received as an NFC, they could put that towards another project to help promote other projects. So it all depends on how you use it as a promotional tool. NFTs right now it's a thin line right now of the technology of what are the possibilities, because like I said, it's how you mastermind and craft your lane to make it to what you want it to be. It gives you more of an option to get your work out there. Just another lane for you to make money.
All right. I want to come back to that because, like I told you, I will have probably heard it about 10,000 times before it begins to make sense to me. And not that it doesn't make sense, it's just that it could be that my brain is all over the place, but also it could just be that it's so new.
Yeah.
A lot of us are not that open to things that are new. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to sleep on anything. In the past, I have. In the past, there have been things that have come out and they were $1, $2 a share, and I slept on it.
And Bitcoin.
Well, I'm still sleeping on that. I still don't get that. That's another that's another podcast show what we can talk about it. But so that's why I want to explore the NFT, because when we were in Clubhouse in a group and you were breaking it down, I was like, oh no, we got to talk about this. This is a thing. This is something. So before we come back to that, I want to ask you a question. You mentioned that you're a digital film producer, or did you say digital film director?
Producer.
All right, explain to the listeners what that is, what you do, what your job is as a digital film producer.
Well, I graduated from our institute as a digital film producer, filmmaker, and basically from creating either whether it was DP, director of photography, or just being able to direct a project. And that's to, I would write out the treatment, go over the treatment with the other writers of the project, and making sure that the project is well well put together, from going over the storyboard to setting up the shots and picking out, going out on doing scene location scouting. We'll go and go out and do location scouting, making sure that we got all the locations, put it down. Also do a casting call, and also have a time for when the crew and everything meet up. So basically, I'll just be the person who everybody will come to and ask questions for any ideas, just to get the production jump started. Also about the budget, on how we would get the funding. And that was the most important part. Now, I've only been a part of 2 projects. And even though I graduated from school as a producer and being able to be a part of those 2 projects, I was more on those projects as a creative director, the person that they would go to for the advice of the coloring, the way that the angles of the shots and how to tell the story and things of that nature there. And that was a great experience. So besides that, yeah, it's just pretty much overseeing or overlooking the whole process of how everything is set up on set, and making sure that we have everything in order, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and making sure that we have all the paperwork together before we start the production.
Thank you. So for those who are listening that are new to the film industry, he just explained to you 2 positions: director of photography, like he said, that's where you're in charge of the lighting, you're in charge of the filming of it. The director tells you what he wants, you tell him
Right.
how he can get it. You can even offer up some suggestions to even collaborate with the director to make it even better, or either to just bring the director's vision alive. The
Right.
other position that he talked about is a producer, and the producer helps to bring a film project from the script to, or rather, I should say, from pre-production all the way through post-production.
Correct.
So I just want to make sure that they know that, because I'm opening this up. This is for both the entertainers or people already in entertainment, and also for those who are interested in want to get involved. COVID has pretty much made people want to shift gears. They want to live life now. They don't want to just do the 9 to 5. They want to do some things that just kind of reach out and try some things on for size, or get it more into the arts and all that good stuff. So I want to contribute to them being knowledgeable. Okay, you mentioned they could take their film, and that they could get put their film in an NFT, and they could take the 10,000 that they would make and put it on another film. Can you break down, once they put their film up as an NFT, what transpires that makes that $10,000? Is that someone buying it?
That would be someone purchasing it, and that's not a guarantee. When people see major numbers and they hear a story like, oh, this person sold this NFT for a certain amount of dollars, there's plenty of people in the community now creating NFTs that if they bidding with, whatever they may like. And some people may not even price their project to be that much, because one of the major things that you notice when it comes down to artwork, most people be afraid to put a high price tag on their art. So they'll be afraid to put they'll sell it at $10, $20, $30, even $40. So when you start touching into like the $300, $400 range, some people don't really believe in doing that for their artwork. That's worth it. You have some people that actually have art And not to knock their artwork, I feel like, hey, if you have the inspiration to create something, kudos. You know, I'm not knocking your artwork, but the quality of it, there's no competition. You're breaking every rule. And as far as when it comes down to creating an aesthetic art piece or whatnot, and their price there, they're like $3,000. You'd be like, what? Serious?
Yeah.
So it's all about how you feel about your artwork and how much time you really put into it, and doing the research of just learning how to price your artwork and how to present your artwork, because you also have to write a story. So for instance, I could create an NFT. It's going to ask me for the name of the NFT. It's going to ask me for the title it and the description of it. And that has a major effect on if your NFT will sell or not, because it has to captivate somebody in order for them to purchase it, you know? So since it's a new platform for some folks and others that's been in it for a while, that's been selling on this platform, they, you know, it's pretty much this, it's a give or take. So probably we'll do another episode if you would like.
Yeah.
And I can go over the process on how to set up the NFT.
Okay.
On how to set it up, because that's really the tough part about it, is how to set it up. One way of setting it up, they charge you for it, and you have to use a wallet, a cryptocurrency wallet.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have one of those, you're not able to create one. Then there's another option to where you can create one and you can do it for free. So the difference between the two is one is using gas, like I was talking about before, the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is not using gas. So it's just like it's a free range where you're putting it out there, but it's not really on the main table. It's not being put out or being advertised as much. But if the work do get discovered, you know, somebody can start purchasing your work. And that's just by still promoting, letting people know, hey, purchase this. Go out and look for this NFT. Or you could even have an event and put up the NFT yourself so for somebody to buy it, you know? So it's another way for people that have cryptocurrency to purchase a tangible or intangible object using cryptocurrency.
This is very, very interesting. And this actually is a part of the cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah. That's the whole, that's what's driving this chain, is because everybody that has cryptocurrency, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin, they are able to purchase these items with their cryptocurrency.
But now, aren't we already doing cryptocurrency? Like, I know the dollar bill floats around, but we do so much stuff online. Like, we do so much swiping of the card, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. The only different thing is with that is decentralized versus centralized. Like, money is centralized; it goes to the Federal Reserve,
mm-hmm.
you know, and that doesn't fluctuate. A dollar is a dollar today, you know. You got a dollar, that dollar is going to remain a dollar for as long as you keep it, you know.
Okay.
As far as purchasing Bitcoin, you could invest $5 today and end up with $100 tomorrow.
So what are people buying with Bitcoin? I think that's the reason why I haven't looked into it. And I remember
Nipsey Hussle?
Yes. I was getting ready to say Nipsey Russell, but when it finally came to me. But yeah, he was talking about Bitcoin and about how people should get into it. And that's when I started thinking, like, okay, let me take a second. But I've been busy, so I never actually did. But I always wondered, like, can I buy furniture? Can I go and buy like a Sears freezer with Bitcoin? Like, what are people buying with the Bitcoin?
See, the thing about Bitcoin is that it's like the stock market. You make an investment. So you put in money to put into Bitcoin, and it's an investment. Nipsey Hussle actually created a store to where you could purchase things with Bitcoin. So now it accepts Bitcoin. Now you have ATM you have Bitcoin ATM. So now Bitcoin is like another way to exchange funds. So as you would look at the currency before, and I've known this just from having an accountant, the highest currency on the exchange market was the Kuwaiti dinar at the time, and it made what I say $3 to $4 would make one Kuwaiti dinar. $3-4 US would make up one Kuwaiti dinar. And I was like, oh, that's just one Kuwaiti dinar. You already $4 ahead of the game in the US. Now Bitcoin is on the market, and just for one, it's $60,000 for one Bitcoin.
Wait, say it again.
That is $60,000 just for one Bitcoin.
Are you serious?
So if you have one Bitcoin, you have $60,000. So if you would have invested in Bitcoin in 2009 when it was only 2 cents, and you held on to it this long, you would have $60,000.
Wow.
But it fluctuates. It goes up and down. It's not as stable, but it's an investment to where you can pull out now. You're able to sell that if you like, and be able to pull out $30,000 easy and still have another $30,000 or $20,000 left within your Bitcoin account. So now everybody's looking for the next Bitcoin. Everybody's looking for the next cryptocurrency to do things of this nature. I studied the cryptocurrency for some time, and what I've done is I kind of put it to the elements as gold, silver, and copper. Gold represented the sun, silver represented the moon, and copper represented the earth. So as every time that the currency, we have never witnessed the fiat currency change ever. The dollar that was here today was here yesterday, and the day before that, even when our grandma was here, So for us to see a change like this is remarkable, because it's a change that hasn't taken place in so long, except when we went from the gold standard to the fiat currency. So now it's the same process. The gold was always the foundation, the silver stabilized it, and the copper was used as the monetary basis of utilizing that system. So you look at Bitcoin, that's the foundation. Ethereum is stabilizing that, and whatever the next coin may be, whether it's Dogecoin or whatever the next coin may be, that's going to stabilize and be the main structure for that monetary process. So where you can purchase things.
So you talk about it a little past tense. Does that mean that Bitcoin now has not much value or no value anymore?
Oh no, it still has value, but it's the foundation where many people will not be able to get a hold of a Bitcoin. Like one Bitcoin, because the value is going to be so high, they will not be able to obtain one Bitcoin.
So what is one Bitcoin now?
It's 60,000.
And so if I wanted to get a Bitcoin, I had to pay 60,000?
Yeah, you would have to pay $60,000.
And what is it? What is a Bitcoin worth? Like, does that, if I pay $60,000 for one Bitcoin, what can I can buy $60,000 worth of stuff or more? Like, how does that work? I thought it was first.
It's real financial gains. It's real money. It's a currency. So you could go to the ATM if you was to buy a Bitcoin, right? For $60,000. And you go to the Bitcoin ATM, you can pull money out of it.
But I can only take out what I put in.
Right, only unless it goes up. So let's say you put in, you buy the 60,000, right? And you say, I'm gonna just hold it because it's an investment. So people are predicting that it's gonna go up higher to like 100,000. So now you keep it in there. You don't touch it. You let it go up to 100,000. So you put in 60 and you get in another 4,000 extra. 40,000 extra, right? Now you just earned $40,000. Now you have $100,000 in total.
So how long has it been to get from 60,000 to 100 in this scenario?
Based on the 2009, it took a major jump between 2015, 2014 to now. So it took some years because it was new.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is not taking that long. There's so many other coins that are just taking off. Like they have one like Ethereum. Ethereum was once at like $200, $300. Now it's like $1,700.
Mm.
So you got to check the market. It's like reading the Wall Street market. You know, if you're familiar with Wall Street and with investment, then you wouldn't have no problem getting into understanding it a lot more. But most people are not aware of that, especially within our culture, when it comes down to just getting access to understanding money, how things work on the stock market level. So this is allowing the opportunity for everyone to be able to include themselves to make money from it. It's just up to us to do the research.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to start calling me and saying, Andrea, buy Bitcoin or Andrea, buy whatever. And then I'll just, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't,
right.
I'm so busy, especially those of us in entertainment. We're so busy trying to attain our goal that we're not looking outside, you know what I mean? And then the world passes you by and you look and you're like, wow, I kept seeing Bitcoin all over the place. It never occurred to me that I, because there was also some people who were, naysayers, and they were like, Bitcoin is going to go by. That's just some people trying to bring in some new currency. It's never going to happen, And so you would hear that, and then you couldn't imagine.
The funny thing is, I felt like I was really connected, being a millennial and being connected to this system and knowing how it works and studying it to the point where I saw things happening before they happened. And I would tell people, even when it was at 2 cents, even when it reached $10, I would tell people, I wasn't able to access the internet at the time because I didn't have the technology, but I would see it and I would hear about it, be like, hey, it's gonna go up. And people are like, yeah, whatever, man, they ain't gonna last. And sure enough, a lot of them come back to me and be like, man, you told us about it. Yes. Man, I wish I would have listened. And be like, hey, it's too late for that. But hey, there's another train coming around. Just be watchful of what's happening.
You've been listening to I'm Just Sayin with Andrea and friends. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to share, because sharing is caring. Like, comment. Also, if you never want to miss an episode, subscribe, baby.
Dark days of our people turning on each other. Oh, word to the mother. Dozens being played by our brothers. Optimistic figures in the shadows of others crying to their mother.